Hey guys, good evening. Today I'm going to present the program I developed for this course. The name I chose for this program involves a bit of wordplay. So the Global Coalition for Indigenous Rights and Advocacy came because, well, a coalition is a temporary alliance or union formed by individual groups or nations to pursue a common purpose. As you know, since you're in the class, a not-for-profit organization should ultimately aim to provide education or tools that can be used by the locals and ultimately be built upon to create a sense of desire and need among the locals to want to have ownership or be a stakeholder for the program. And I wanted to emphasize that particular goal in my title. I wanted to also note that I will be discussing a particular tribe, but I wanted to keep the title broad enough to show that the program has a potential for scalability in other locations in the future, since my thought process in creating this program was as a director who would want this program to reach out to other areas or other marginalized groups. So I selected this particular location, Panama, because it relates to my father's background. He immigrated to this country as a teenager. With this project, I felt I could leverage research opportunities and learn about Panamanian history. So the GCIRA focuses on indigenous people, particularly the Nobe tribe. Indigenous people share a deep ancestral connection to the land they inhabited before colonization or the arrival of a more dominant group. Their relationship with Pacific territories and natural resources is well known, and they work hard to maintain and preserve their unique social, economic, and political systems alongside like their culture, beliefs, and their language. I chose to focus on this particular marginalized group because I was inspired by our current political climate, which has been widely discussed in the news. There's been substantial conversation about nationalism and patriotism, especially in connection to social issues like immigration. So I decided to explore Indigenous people who are recognized as the original inhabitants and arguably the true stewards of the land, in contrast to anyone who has come to this country and or has came to that country and conquered it. So this slide is my mission statement. My mission statement was created to highlight my short-term and long-term goals. Um, in my organization, and I try to hone in on that by talking about a particular program, and that was Active Futures. And Active Futures is an initiative designed to uplift the Nombe youth, which is one of the 7 indigenous recognized uh, indigenous groups in Panama. This sports-based initiative, is was created to inspire self-growth, celebrate cultural identity, and create community cohesion. Um, it's about harnessing the spirit of athletics and the focus that my program will bring to it on facultating community advancements while offering structured uh, outlets and workshops that will nurture resilience, determination, and belonging among youth culture. Just kind of reading off the from the mission statement, uh, we are committed to integrating traditional indigenous knowledge and values into our program, ensuring that each activity honors a rich cultural heritage of the Nobe tribe while learning about sustainability and minimizing the effects of deforestation. Through this mission, we strive to create an environment where the youth can strive um, and learn leadership skills and contribute meaningfully to their community. I thought that this was important to write in my first slide because not only does it say that we are a youth-based organization using sports as a tool to connect to the youth, but also uh, kind of tells how we will connect with the people and the ways we will go about that process. So the short-term and long-term intended outcomes in a youth and community development initiative centered on sports, in our sport, particular volleyball and soccer, the immediate benefits should be focused on um, reinforcing the importance of collaboration, effective communication, and leadership skills. We want anyone in the program to learn about the effects of deforestation and how that affects the cleanliness and sustainability of recreational spaces, and prioritizing eco-friendliness in the field and play areas. It really will improve environmental health for their community. Um, I felt that these were foundational experiences that could be pivotal in building their self-esteem for the young participants, making them more inclined to involve themselves in community-driven um, endeavors. So just continuing off the slide, um, cleanup efforts in specific areas that could later create a community space or a play field, enhancing the neighborhood's appeal and um, overall appearance. Learning about certain materials and veggies that are easy to cultivate in their environment would create a food supply for the family, or the creation of materials could be used to try to sell or trade. And going back to what I said earlier, creates a self confidence in the participants because they're able to contribute to their family's home, or able to show their family a skill that maybe they didn't know how to do. And they are more likely to take that skill and share it with someone in their community, or even potentially share it with their family, which leads to the long term lasting benefits of this initiative. I think it's crucial for the initiative to foster sustainable growth and nurturing a sense of unity for the program. So through Active Futures, the goal is to empower the youth while enduring skills that extend far beyond the playing field. So engaging in volleyball and soccer, not only do the kids enhance their physical fitness, but also embrace values such as team spirit, discipline, and leadership. And these qualities play a role in their personal growth and significantly enrich the community, fostering connections across generations between different groups. And by merging educational workshops with sports training, uh, they will gain a skill like problem solving or critical thinking that ensures that the graduates not only come out as athletes, but almost a well-rounded individual equipped to tackle life's various challenges, and ultimately um, increases their chance to be um, employed or uh, contribute more to their society. The community program, the local initiative, will be located near the Terra River Basin in Northwest Panama, right along the Eastern Caribbean coastline, where the local tribe thrives. I decided to put it near the coastline um, in regards to accessibility. This will be an after school program, and having this program as close as possible to nearby schools or uh, areas where the kids do hang out regularly, uh, um, and where they're more familiar in, will be key in making sure that this program is successful, and also in understanding the Nobe culture. Putting it in a metropolitan area like Panama City wouldn't be uh, would be a challenge for them, as in their culture, they have chosen to seclude themselves from some of the more mainstream culture that the Panama has seen today. So the reason I bought soccer and volleyball to this particular tribe is because in Panama there's cultural shift happening as girls take the field to more soccer and volleyball as a sport. Soccer, which was once regarded more as a male sport, has really changed over the years as we see a lot of young women breaking into the sport and rising um, in a successful way as we see more female athletes in the soccer game, um, and how they are redefining societal views on their gender roles. When girls engage in soccer, they build their self esteem and push against conventional expectations, showcasing that confidence knows no gender boundaries. Now, in introducing volleyball to the boys, generally seen as more acceptable for girls in the Latin culture, still serves as a powerful platform for empowerment. Here, the boys will learn the values of teamwork and mutual support on the court. And while other sports do cultivate different aspects of confidence and self-esteem, these two sports in particular, I felt were intimately connected in shaping the youth sports landscape in the Panamanian culture. Both sports have a focus on collaboration and foster a sense of unity and a shared identity among like the team members, boosting a confidence that they will have as they go through their trials and their wins and losses together as a team. Particularly for the boys playing volleyball, um, I think the boys will be challenged as are they are linked to the traditional concept of macho, which are the beliefs of expectations regarding the role of men in society, and really force them to see a sport, no matter the gender, be based off of strength and competitive spirit. And I think exposing them to volleyball within this framework will elevate the young male players' viewpoint of women being able to accomplish things outside of their stereotypical roles. Ultimately, engaging in soccer and volleyball offers immediate benefits like enhanced physical fitness, improved social interactions, and emotional toughness. In the long run, involvement in these sports can pave the way for better academic performance as student athletes will really kind of hone like their valuable disciplines and teamwork skills and how that would transfer into their current studies. So for the program development plan, key actions in this phase encompasses organizing community gatherings, conducting surveys, and really facultying uh, focus groups to gather insight from prospective participants and their families. This feedback is important in redefining the program and enhancing clarity around its objectives, making sure that it resonates with the community and it really addresses local needs. During the design phase, important tasks will have to be including locking down a location, a venue that they can use during hurricane season, creating training material for the coaches, and really hiring skilled uh, coaches that are not just good in teaching the fundamentals of volleyball and or soccer, but having to also train them in sustainability as well, all within a established time frame to make sure that uh, the program could be assessed in a certain time. From that point on, the program will be observed, and really in the observation phase, it's really meant to see if there's any other obstacles that may arise or might have not been planned. Really just trying to keep everything on a schedule and minimize disruption. Um, One of the ways that they can keep themselves on a schedule is to conduct monthly check-ins or reviews, using like assessments to try to look for improvements to the program. So for my particular program, I'm going to use a bottoms up approach. And I felt like this approach will help me gain a deeper insight into the Nobe tribe, really allowing me to kind of get a particular uh, system where it's more tailored to their particular needs. Compared to a top-down approach with a technique that is coming down from maybe a higher program, or using a technique like ecosystem mapping, I believe that the bottoms up method is important on really important for the Nobe community, because it really helps them be considered and really try to create meaningful improvements in their lives, as a lot of them are facing poverty. So, as a nonprofit leader, um, I can try to evaluate the organization and affect change more quickly, while also pinpointing aspects that will help me get support with the local people, and like in establishing these new guidelines or new programs. um, Ultimately, it would enhance the overall initiative. So the local community engagement strategy is more so focused on the unique challenges that they face. So the core focus will be fostering cooperation among local residents who've experienced the harshest forms of extensive deforestation and decline in their area. And I believe that forming a partnership with either local businesses or local leaders will really aim to to bring awareness to the issue, but also to try to inspire more robust community involvement in like the restoration activities. And this is not just on a local government level. This will happen more on also a governmental level. So working with the government to try to craft a more unified vision for the region's ecosystem. Um, I believe that the training that will happen between the participants, the coach, and then with the partnerships, um, all together, with the skill building initiatives and the workshops, will really change the pace and the effects that the locals are seeing right now. And in regards to the program I believe will really kind of uh, renew faith, or bring faith in uh, into our shared vision, and really give a perspective that that the program is interested in truly trying to benefit them and their community. So uh, the anticipation is that the community will wholeheartedly not only accept the program but take charge of their own solutions. So I guess we all talk about big money. So ultimately, to finance this big, amazing project, uh, the financial support will have to be sought through grant proposals directed at the local and national foundation, really to any organization that's dedicated to the youth empowerment and health initiative and sustainable practices. Um, and additionally, not just looking for sponsorships that not only contribute like monetarily resources, but also encourage a community engagement and commitment to the program, thriving. Um, I think collaborating with the neighborhood as well, such as like local fruit vendors and agriculture businesses, also can enhance the public image of the program and really show that the program is really trying to uplift the community. So on to the program strategies and activities of volleyball and soccer. So as stated before, the girls will learn soccer while the boys will learn volleyball. And as participants refine their physical abilities, they'll embark on a journey of learning about collaboration, respect for one another, and common goals, which are ultimately the recipe for building a strong team for a stronger community. So uh, to establish a community sports establishing a community sports league or casual games will really foster a sense of unity among the individuals and really try to weave together relationships that strengthen the social connection between each other. And I think the journey towards physical fitness will be their own individual game, but it really helped the well-being of the participant, the kid, um, where they will either uplift or inspire someone else in their community as they maneuver through this program. To participate in the program, each student will engage in a community service as means of their investment in their development, and this service will include workshops focused on sustainability, forestry, and agriculture practices tied to local land and some of the customs. And with the guidance of mentors, participants will showcase the skills acquired in the group settings, whether it be in local cleanups or initiatives in the field, whether it be at the local parks um, that that will be set up for play, or even a visiting park or field where they will be playing against another team. So to get to that stage, it's really about the collaboration with the coaches from Panama. These Panamanian natives themselves really possess knowledge in not just their sports, to but in the actual issues and concerns of the tribe. And to get them to that point, additional training will have to be given to them so they can really hone specific skills and techniques, um, to not only weave in the educational part of sustainability, but also the fundamentals of the sport into one for the kid, so they can take that with them back to their friends and families. So introducing soccer and volleyball fundamentals to the indigenous community will really start to um, really change the health status, nurture social skills, really create more of an inclusive environment through the medium of sports. I think in the short run, I think we will ultimately see a surge of youth engagement, but as the kids see it as just play. And in the long run, I think that the workshops will really give them the knowledge they need to make decisions on uh, on either the local land or the local forest that is protected and is for them. And I believe that in 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 the longer term, or for our best students, that this knowledge will not only um, be able to be used in the community, but could be taken to open doors to job perspectives, or um, use as education to safeguard like other initiatives such as like food security, or culture, or their forms of their cultural identity. So as the initiative progresses, it will essentially be to establish training plans and leadership roles, ensuring that the community members can independently drive the mission forward. Um, what we want to do is obviously inspire future leaders who will be chosen based on their like their their connection with the mission, and their leadership skill, or their knack for fostering connections among other participants. As we continue on and the program is in full blast, I think I know program evaluation has to happen to see if the strategy is actually working. So performance metrics are important and play a crucial role in our strategy, because it really serves as a meter for the program success, um, for now and in the future. So I think in the sense of checks and balances in the short term, monitoring aspects like participant attendance, their level of engagement and activity, and their immediate reactions, um, and how they share it regarding of their experience. Um, but if you look at more of a long-term metric into the wider community, it would have to be at me more of like how the knowledge in the workshop that they were given transformed the community, enhances youth fitness or creates a trend of youth fitness, whether it's and also in tighter community connections and better social skills among the participants in general. I think what's important for a program evaluation is clear performance indicators that can monitor our advancement towards the objective or the mission plan over time. And the only ways to do that is consistent feedback from both participants and the stakeholders, the people who are funding us, that offer us, either insight to make sure that the changes that we're making are not just timely, but effective for the program. So, for instance, something that could be implemented would be like regular check-ins or setting up anonymous suggestion boxes. After or before each workshop to try to create open dialogue without any repercussions. I think this approach really will help kind of create a culture of like continuous feedback and improvement, but also make sure that that participants feel like they are acknowledged and they're heard and they're appreciated. When it comes to the commitment to the program's vision. The second connection that I really pulled from class was the ecological systems theory. So I placed the youth um, in the middle, in the center, and made active futures resonate with their friends, their families, um, and neighborhoods in their microsystems. So using volleyball and soccer fundamentals to really kind of be the bridge in trying to uh, kind of create the gap between them and the microsystem. And then from there, um, So as we look to see how this is all connected and how I kind of came to um, my program, I really just try to bring in some of the connections we learned in class, such as our structural thinking. And I try to hone in on our structural thinking in sense of like having active futures, and active future, it emphasizes the importance of recognizing complex systems or structures and how it does affect the youth. And what I wanted the program to be is really be a program that shows a correlation between effective intervention, and that would eventually aim in long-term sustainable outcomes for the kids. And then another connection that I used in my program um, is the bottom up structure, which is how the organization will be um, organized. So it's more so kind of like a grassroots approach, in the sense of it's more about the culture and the mindset, and this is more about the leaders making sure that the work that they do is really centered around the people there, and making sure that the initiatives that they create are truly impactful for the natives. And lastly, the theory-based design methodology. So I believe that volleyball and soccer really transcends just skill and physical development, but ultimately, I think the sports approach and uh, the coaching with volleyball being for the boys and soccer being for the girls will really reshape the mindset, outlook, and self-esteem of the participants. I think this will have a transformation to try to really inspire the individuals to really challenge gender norms and certain issues in their community, like deforestation. Um, when it comes to other issues such as miso or traditional masculinity, I think volleyball will really try to um, really have them try to open up their idea of stereotypical gender roles and see that women can also play these sports as well. And I am aware that there could be kind of like a hesitation in boys playing the volleyball game just because of social perception or it being like a Western idea. And ultimately, that could affect the results, the participation of the boys going into the program. But I do think that the boys that do participate um, and they go through practice, um, will be able to see how effective it is while watching their attendance and getting feedback and looking at their performance academically and their social interaction engagement with each other to see if it was successful or not. I think that through this review, it'll be able to really tell us if active futures was actually made with an approach to get the desired results. Thank you.